Oh boy, this one is going to be good. Oh, people are gonna be mad about this one today. I'm gonna be ranking the right fielders of Major League Baseball today. As you guys know, this is a part of the 12 days of MLB rankings where I rank every single position in Major League Baseball leading up to Christmas, ending on Christmas Day with the top 50 players in the league. Today, like I already said, is gonna be right field, and it is an absolutely stacked position. Like, this has to be the deepest position in Major League Baseball. These rankings are probably gonna bother some people. I'm giving you the warning now. If your favorite player is lower than where you expected on this list, don't take it personally. Right field is absolutely loaded. Like, the top 5, oh my god. So without further ado, let's get started going into this video. You guys know the drill. If you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. That's the best way to show your support on the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, click that sub button, join the team. Remember to get in the comments down below. Give me your thoughts and opinions on the rankings that I have in today's video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. I'm always talking baseball over there. Also, shout out to the merch. So for right field, it's so loaded. We actually have 32 players on this one. Got a couple free agents that need to be included. Starting us off at number 32, I've got Derek Fisher of the Toronto Blue Jays, who's pegged to be the starting right fielder in 2020. Derek Fisher came over to the Blue Jays in a trade last season with the Astros, where the Astros got Aaron Sanchez. He started to get more consistent playing time in Toronto, but it really didn't turn his career around. Still hit for a very low average, 161 in Toronto, with a 271 on base, 376 slugging, and a 647 OPS. I don't see this guy more than a bench bat. He's a 4th or 5th outfielder at best. He's got some speed, but as an everyday player, I just don't see it, which is why he comes in last on this list. Funny enough, the next player on this list also came from the Astros in a trade, this time for Zach Greinke. We've got Arizona Diamondbacks projected right fielder Josh Rojas. Rojas isn't really much of an outfielder, but because of the situation in Arizona, he might see a lot more time in right field. Last year in the 41 games he played, he hit 2 homers with 7 doubles, 217 batting average, which is low, with a 312 on base, 312 slugging, and a 624 OPS. In 138 at-bats, he struck out 41 times. Josh Rojas in right field definitely gets buried a little bit. It's not his main position, and based off what I've seen thus far, I can't really put him much higher. At the number 30 spot, I'm gonna go with Detroit Tigers outfielder Victor Reyes. Victor Reyes played his first year in 2018 and only played in 69 games in 2019. Nice. Big dude, but doesn't really hit for great power. 3 homers, 16 doubles, 5 triples to give him 25 RBIs in the 69 games he played. 304 batting average, which is solid, with a 336 on base, 431 slugging, and a 767 OPS. Still haven't seen enough out of him just yet to put him much higher on the list. I'm not sold that he's gonna be this great player. Reyes is a pretty good athlete, can even play center field, but just at the plate, I don't see enough out of him just yet. At number 29, we got another guy who can run a little bit. That's going to be Greg Allen of the Cleveland Indians. Currently slated as their right fielder for the 2020 season. Not the strongest choice. The dude can absolutely fly, but the problem is he doesn't really get on base because he doesn't hit and he doesn't walk. Oh, and he doesn't hit for power either. 4 homers, 9 doubles, 3 triples in 89 games last year. Only stole 8 bases, and that's just because he's not on base a whole lot. A 229 average with a 290 on base, 346 slugging, gives him a 636 OPS. Decent fielder out there because he can cover some ground, but overall at the plate just doesn't cut it. Now we start to get more into actual players. Coming in at number 28, I got Angels right fielder Brian Goodwin, who arguably had the best season of his career in 2019. He finally started to see playing time with the Angels, played in 136 games due to injuries and such, but he did pretty well. 17 homers, 29 doubles, and 3 triples with 47 RBIs, a 262 batting average, which is a career high, 326 on base, 470 slugging, and a 796 OPS. Really nice season for Brian Goodwin, who you don't expect a lot out of. Out in the field, he's about average, but he's a 29-year-old journeyman. I'm not expecting big things out of him, so I'm going to put him at the 28 spot. At number 27, I'm gonna go with Stephen Piscotty of the Oakland A's. Piscotty has been really disappointing. Had a really strong year in 2018 with Oakland, but he took a huge step back in 2019, battled injuries, and I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in him. 13 homers, 17 doubles, 44 RBIs in 93 games, 249 batting average with a 309 on base, which is by far a career low, 412 slugging, and a 720 OPS. Those numbers are really weak, combined with the fact that he's just an average right fielder. Stephen Piscotty, kinda disappointing to me, finds himself pretty low on this list. Former teammate of Stephen Piscotty, Dexter Fowler, is going to come in as the 26th best right fielder in Major League Baseball. After a strong first season in 2017 with St. Louis, Fowler's been really disappointing. Terrible in 2018, better in 19, but still wasn't good. 19 homers, 24 doubles, and a triple in 150 games, 238 batting average with a 346 on base. He still walks a lot, which is a huge plus, but a 409 slugging combined with that only gave him a 754 OPS. He's carried by the fact that he walks a lot. Defensively, not crazy about Dexter Fowler. Again, kind of like middle of the line. He used to be a center fielder, but as he's getting older in age, he's getting less athletic. I'm not super high on Dexter Fowler. That's why I have him at 26. For the 25th best right fielder in Major League Baseball, let's talk about newly acquired San Diego Padres right fielder Trent Grisham. Grisham came over from the Brewers to the Padres in the Luis Urias trade, played in 51 games last year, filling in for Christian Yelich injuries and other players, had a decent impact, 6 homers, 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 24 RBIs in 51 games, 231 average with a 328 on base, 410 slugging, gave him an OPS at 738. The reason I have him higher on this list Yelich and some of these other guys is that I think with a full season under his belt in San Diego being the main guy out there, you're going to see a lot better production out of him. So I'm basing this one kind of off my projections for 2020 more so than what we saw in 2019. I think Grisham has the potential to be a pretty solid right fielder for the Padres, just not one of the best in the league. Wow, Gregory Polanco. This is a name I haven't heard in a long time. He's going to come in as the number 24th best right fielder for me. Only played in 42 games last year to the Pirates due to injuries. That's always been the biggest problem for him, is staying healthy, because if he can stay healthy, he's shown that he can be a valuable player like he was in 2018. It's just we haven't really seen that from him much. 6 homers, 8 doubles, and a triple for 17 RBIs in 2019, a 242 average with a 301 on base, 425 slugging, and a 726 OPS. The concerning thing is that he wasn't walking a lot, where he's been a decent guy at the plate in the past. Defensively in right field, he's a bit awkward, he's kind of gangly. I used to be a big Gregory Polanco fan, but still a solid player though, right field stack. At the number 23 spot, I'm gonna go with Houston Astros right fielder Josh Reddick. Reddick is a tough player to rank. High average guy, low power, doesn't walk, plays a good right field. Where do you put him? I think 23 is a good spot because right field is so loaded with talent. I gotta give it to guys who can do all that stuff better. Now in 2019, he played the full season, 14 homers, 19 doubles, and 3 triples. That's just not enough extra base hits for me. Combine his 409 slugging with a 319 on base, gives him a 728 OPS, which is below average. Doesn't really matter how good his glove is out there with those offensive numbers and the guys ahead of him, he can't go much higher than where he's at. New Chicago White Sox Nomar Mazara is going to be the 22nd best right fielder in Major League Baseball in my opinion. Nomar Mazara is going into his 25-year-old season, and while he has been disappointing in his first 4 years, his potential is through the roof. He's a big dude, has big power, big arm, and he's a pretty good athlete. He just needs to put it together for a full season. Now it's crazy because in the 4 years that he's played, you're going to get 20 homers, you're going to get 80 RBIs, you're going to get 25 doubles. He's been pretty consistent at the bottom of what I think he can achieve, and every single year he has improved on his OPS. Last year he had a 268 batting average, which was a career high, 318 on base, 469 slugging, career high, to give him a best 786 OPS. He's definitely improving, and I don't think this is the best we'll see of him, so I can expect him to jump higher on this list as the year goes on. Just missing out on the top 20, coming in at number 21, I got Nationals right fielder Adam Eaton. I'm a big Adam Eaton fan. He does all the little things, plays a good right field. He's your prototypical number 2 hitter. Last year in 151 games, he hit 15 homers with 25 doubles and 7 triples to give him 49 RBIs, stole 15 bases, the dude's a pest, 279 batting average with a 365 on base, 428 slugging, gave him a 792 OPS. For a guy who you don't consider to have that much of an impact, he really does. And while his mobility in the outfield might be limited now due to the injuries that he's had in the past, he's still decent out there. I like Adam Eaton, but he just misses out on top 20. Because getting our top 20 started at the number 20 spot, I've got Cubs right fielder Jason Hayward. Hayward is known as a defensive guy in the outfield. That's definitely his strong suit. But last year with the Cubs, he started to hit for a little bit more power. Juice balls might have helped, but that was definitely his best season in Chicago thus far. 21 homers, 20 doubles, and 4 triples for 62 RBIs. Hit 251 with a 343 on base, 429 slugging, and a 772 OPS. Like I said, by far his best numbers in Chicago. One interesting thing though is that his defense actually went down a little bit, but regardless, I still consider him one of the better defensive right fielders in the game. It's just his offense doesn't do enough to get him higher. Coming in at number 19, I got Mike Yastrzemski of the San Francisco Giants. Giants fans, you'll probably be happy to know that I'm giving him more credit than I did at the beginning of the year. He had a nice season in 2019. In 107 games, 371 at-bats, he hit 21 homers with 22 doubles and 3 triples. 46 extra base hits and 371 at-bats isn't too bad. A 272 batting average with a 334 on base, 518 slugging, and an 852 OPS. That's really solid. He comes in at 19 because I don't think the potential for him is much higher than what we saw last year. Maybe like a 25 homer guy, maybe 30 at the absolute most, but that's kind of what a lot of people can do in baseball. Really nice year. It's just at 29 years old next season, I don't see him being much better than he already has been. So Brian Anderson's going to be my 18th best right fielder in Major League Baseball. I know he was in my third base video, but it looks like he's also going to be playing a lot of right field this year. And let's be honest, he's better than Harold Ramirez, who's projected to be there possibly as well. Anderson's got an absolute hose of an arm, so that plays in right field very well. He's a good athlete, and he's a good all-around player. 20 homers and 33 doubles with a triple in 2019, a 261 batting average with a 342 on base, 468 slugging, gave him an OPS at 811. I think third base is definitely his stronger position, which is why he was ranked higher, but still, in a stacked right field spot, 18 is a really nice ranking for him. At 17, I'm gonna go with Mitch Haniger of the Seattle Mariners, probably the highest ranked Mariner on this list. Really disappointing year in 2019, but I'm hoping he can return to form that we saw in 18, where he was an all-star and finished 11th in the MVP voting. In only 63 games last year, he hit 15 homers with 13 doubles and 32 RBIs. A 220 batting average is the biggest concern because that's really low. 314 on base, 463 slugging, gave him an OPS of 778, but that batting average needs to climb a little bit higher for him to really be productive. Good athlete out in the outfield, makes a lot of tough plays, but his injury history definitely concerns me. I hope he can stay healthy. He's a talented player, but he's just the middle of the pack right now for me. The Punisher, Aristides Aquino. You guys know I'm a big fan of him. He's going to come in at number 16 for me in right field. Aquino took the league by storm when he came up, mashing home runs at a historic rate. 19 homers, 8 doubles, 47 RBIs in 56 games, a 259 average with a 316 on base, 576 slugging, slug and gave him an OPS at 891. Now, do I think that he'll be able to keep that slugging percentage up for an entire season? No. Would I like to see him walk a little bit more? Yes. But I think the talent is through the roof for this guy. And in Cincinnati, with a better lineup, with a better team, I think we can see his numbers actually improve. Aquino has a chance to be like a 40 home run guy next year. Right smack in the middle of our list today, the 15th best right fielder in Major League Baseball is going to be new Tampa Bay Rays player Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe had a really good start to the 2019 season, but injuries in the second half slowed him down a bit. His numbers definitely dropped off. Regardless, still a decent year on paper. Now, he's not a high average guy, and he doesn't really walk a lot. 216 average with a 289 on base, but he has a lot of power, 489 slugging, and 33 homers last year. Defensively, pretty solid. He's actually a really decent outfielder, and I think if he was healthy for the full year, we would have seen 40 plus homers, the average, the on base a little bit higher, including slugging as well. I want to see what he can do in a fully healthy season in Tampa Bay. I expect him to be a very valuable player for them. At number 14, I've got a player who was already featured on the list again. That's going to be Whit Merrifield, who of course second base was another spot he was at. I personally think he's more of a second baseman. I think everybody in the league does, but for the Royals, sometimes they put him out in right field, and he was better than the choices that I had to pick from. Whit Merrifield, former University of South Carolina Gamecock. Always got to shout that out as one myself. Really underrated player. I think he profiles better at second base, more valuable there, but in right field, he's still pretty good. 16 homers. He played in 162 games last year, led the major leagues for the second straight season in hits with 206, 16 homers, 41 doubles, 10 triples, gave him 74 RBIs, stole 20 bases, a 302 average with a 348 on base, 463 slugging, and 811 OPS is fantastic. Defensively, he's very weak in right field. Like I said, this is not his main position. He really relies on his athleticism, and even then, it's still lacking. That's why he falls to 14 for me. Keep him at second base. For the 13th best right fielder, we actually got a current free agent right now. That's going to be Yasiel Puig. Split time between the Reds and the Indians last year. A disappointing start to the year, but he started to heat up as the games went on, and we all know the talent Puig has. It's just a matter of actually unlocking it. Last year in 149 games, he hit 24 homers with 30 doubles and 2 triples to give him 84 RBIs, stole a career high 19 bases, which is kind of an underrated part of his game, 267 average with a 327 on base, 458 slugging, gave him an OPS at 785, cannon of an arm out in right field, one of the best arms in the game. Defensively, he has been improving. I think Puig can be a very good player in the league. He just never has put it together for a full season, so maybe he's a little high because of what I think of his potential possibly, but I'm confident with where I put him at 13. Oh, if Joey Gallo played a full season last year, this guy's easily in the top 10, but because of the injury and because of his inconsistent pass, I gotta put Joey Gallo at 12. Now, the power that Joey Gallo has is unbelievable. 17 and 18, he had 40 home run seasons. The problem was he was hitting 206 and 209 those years. He was pretty much home run, walk, or strike out. But in 2019, he kind of cut down on a lot of his problems. He hit 253, had a 389 on base, he's always gonna walk, 598 slugging, and a 986 OPS, but this was only in 70 games. 22 homers, 15 doubles, 49 RBIs, the numbers are crazy good, and he's actually a really solid outfielder. Big Joey Gallo fan, but I need to see a little more consistency before I can put him in the top 10. But trust me, I wanted to so badly. Just missing out on the top 10, coming in at number 11, I got the highest rated Baltimore Orioles player without a doubt, Trey Mancini. What a season he had in 2019. Like, look at these numbers, they're gross. 35 homers, 38 doubles, 97 RBIs in 154 games, a 291 batting average with a 364 on base, 535 slugging, and an 899 OPS. Without a doubt, the best player on that team. Snubbed of the All-Star spot, shouldn't have been John Means, should have been Trey Mancini. The reason he gets outside the top 10 is because his defense is atrocious out in the outfield. He's bad. He's a first baseman, that's his spot, but they need him out in right field because they got a guy by the name of Chris Davis who's getting paid a lot of money. He's going to be first base for a bit. If Mancini can improve on that defense, he can easily be a top 10 guy because his offensive numbers are through the roof. What a beast. Getting my top 10 right fielders started, I'm going to go to the New York Mets and talk about my boy Michael Conforto. In before the bias comments, but I love me some Michael Conforto. The dude's a stud. Michael Conforto had a really strong 2019 season. 33 homers, 29 doubles, and a triple to give him 92 RBIs. Second straight season in which he played in more than 150 games for the Mets. 257 batting average, 363 on base. He walked 84 times again last year. 494 slugging, gave him an OPS at 856, which is fantastic. In right field, he is a much better fielder than he is any other position. He's just a little bit above average with the glove. And that left-handed bat, that swing, his eye at the plate, he's a beast. He needs to get recognition. I know the Mets bias comments are coming, and I'm ready for it, but I'm telling you right now, Michael Conforto is very good, and he's only 27. Coming in at number 9, I've got Chuck Nasty, Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies. Blackmon's an interesting player. I really like him. I know people are going to say the Coors effect, but the dude just absolutely rakes. Enough of this Coors effect. 2019, he continued to hit like he has his entire career. 32 homers, 42 doubles, 7 triples, 86 RBIs. Hit 314 with a 364 on base, 576 slugging, and give him 940 OPS. The problem is he's atrocious in the field. He has probably one of the worst arms in the league, only behind Brett Gardner, and he's just not great with the glove either. Strictly off the bat, Charlie Blackmon's a beast. And even as a whole for his game, he's still very good. He's inside the top 10. His glove hurts him though. Coming in at number 8, we've got another player who's a free agent. It's gonna be Nicholas Castellanos, which I can't believe he's not signed yet. Really big Nicholas Castellanos fan. Now, like Charlie Blackmon and Trey Mancini, he's not great in the outfield, but he has been improving. He's a good athlete. He's going to get better out there. And at the plate, he's unbelievable. JD Martinez 2.0. Last year in 2019, between the Cubs and the Tigers, he had 27 homers with 58 doubles and 3 triples, 73 RBIs, a 289 batting average with a 337 on base, 525 slug, and gave him an OPS at 863. His numbers were lower too with the Detroit Tigers because that ballpark is absolutely massive. When he went to Chicago, he hit 16 homers and 21 doubles in 51 games. OPS over 1,000. Get him on a winning team and out of Detroit where basically home runs go to die. Nicholas Castellanos is an elite hitter. One of my favorite guys to watch at the plate. I legit fear this dude. Get a little better out in the outfield and he's easily gonna climb up this list. So good. The 7th best right fielder in Major League Baseball is gonna be our German friend in Minnesota, Max Kepler. Kepler really took a step forward last year in 2019 with his game, and I think you're gonna see him continue to be a good player in Major League Baseball. Prior to last year, his OPS was in the 700s. Wasn't strong, but 2019 he really took a step forward and he went off. 36 homers, 32 doubles, and 90 RBIs on the year in 134 games, 252 batting average, which is a career high, 336 on base, 519 slugging, 855 OPS, all career highs across the board. Defensively out in the outfield, he's also really good, like one of the better defensive outfielders in right field. He played center field really well too when Buxton went down. I like Max Kepler a lot, improved that game against left-handed pitching, and he's gonna be even more dangerous. Who would have thought a kid from Germany would be a top 10 right fielder in Major League Baseball? Just missing out on the top 5, at number 6, we got $330 million man Bryce Harper. Now, I like to give Bryce Harper and Philly fans a hard time. I like to call him overrated, but let's be honest, he's a beast. Last year, he actually had a really good season. 35 homers, 36 doubles, and a triple to give him 114 RBIs, stole 15 bases, again, underrated part of his game. 260 batting average, which is probably more realistic as to what we can expect from him. 372 on base, the dude has a phenomenal eye at the plate, walked 99 times last year. 510 slugging, gave him an 882 OPS, that's elite. His glove actually last year in right field was much improved. Seemed like he might have been taking a little bit easy in Washington that last year, didn't want to get hurt in the contract year. Cannon of an arm. Bryce Harper's legit, guys, but not good enough to get in the top 5 just yet. Because, oh my goodness, the top 5 is stacked. Coming in at number 5 is Ronald Acuna. This is a top 20 player in the game, coming in at number 5 at right field. So loaded. Acuna is pretty much a 5-tool player. Hits for average, hits for power, runs, good in the field, great arm. So good. In his second season in Major League Baseball, he hit 41 homers with 22 doubles and 2 triples, give him 101 RBIs, stole 37 bases, which led the National League, was almost a 40-40 guy, 280 batting average with a 365 on base, 518 slugging, 883 OPS, finished 5th in the MVP voting. Absolute stud. The biggest knock on him is that he strikes out a lot, which he does. He struck out 188 times last year, and he's real solid in right field, above average in DRS and UZR. Great athlete. It's just the guys ahead of him, I think, are a little bit better, and that's crazy to say because Acuna is so good. For the 4th best right fielder in Major League Baseball, I'm gonna go to the New York Yankees right fielder, Aaron Judge. You see what I mean, how it's loaded? Aaron Judge, 4th best. Judge's biggest problem has been staying healthy. Played in 112 games in 2018 and 102 in 2019, but he has shown when he is on the field, he's a beast. He's so good. Last year in 102 games, 27 homers, 18 doubles, and a triple for 55 RBIs, a 272 average with a 381 on base, 540 slugging to give him an OPS at 921. Absolutely disgusting elite. In the field, he's probably one of the most underrated right fielders in the game. Should have won the Gold Glove in right field for the American League this past season. Crazy high defensive runs saved. He's got a cannon of an arm. He moves unbelievably well for a guy his size. Aaron Judge is a complete player. As much as it pains me to say as a Mets fan, he's without a doubt a top 4 right fielder in Major League Baseball. And in the grand scheme of the game, he's probably a top 15 player, but you'll have to check back on Christmas for the official ranking. Oh my goodness, coming in at number 3, Christian Yelich. What? Loaded position. Coming off a 2nd straight season of where Christian Yelich could have been a back-to-back MVP. Christian Yelich is getting better and better as the years go on. He was almost a back-to-back MVP in the National League, arguably could have won. In 130 games last year, he hit 44 homers, 29 doubles, and 3 triples, stole 30 bases, another super underrated part of his game. National League best 321 batting average, 429 on base, 671 slugging, and 1100 OPS. Yes, those are all the best in the National League. If he was healthy for the full year, maybe triple crown in the National League. So disgustingly good. Now, you might be wondering why is he at number 3 if he's so good. Defensively is where he lacks. Negative DRS, below average UZR. I don't think he's a bad fielder out there. It's just that the 2 guys ahead of him hit at an elite level and are arguably 2 of the best outfielders defensively in the game. Yelich is a stud, so good, but he's number 3. At the number 2 spot, I got Cody Bellinger of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Cody Bellinger, what a season last year. National League MVP, All-Star, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. There was pretty much no award he didn't win. And you look at his numbers, pretty good. 47 homers, 34 doubles, and 3 triples, give him 115 RBIs, stole 15 bases, 305 batting average with a 406 on base, 629 slugging, and a OPS at 1035. Nasty. He cut down on the strikeouts, which was a huge problem with his game. He had holes in his swing. He fixed that. Walked a lot more, 95 walks last season. Oh, and by the way, he's one of the best outfielders in the game defensively. Right field, left field, center field, wherever you put him, he's going to play it unbelievably well. He can fly. He He has a cannon of an arm. He had a ton of assists in the outfield last year. Bellinger is a complete player. You might be saying, oh, what about his down year in 2018? Oh, he still had an 814 OPS that year. His career OPS in 3 seasons is 928. I can't ignore the all-around player that he is. It's a tough choice between him and Yelich, but I picked Cody Bellinger to be number 2. And coming in at number 1, still the best right fielder in Major League Baseball, it's gonna be Mookie Betts. Started off the year a little bit slow. I started to doubt him a little bit. Maybe he wasn't the best anymore, but his numbers at the end of the year were still incredible, and he's the best defensive right fielder in the game. 29 homers, 40 doubles and 5 triples in 150 games, stole 16 bases, a 295 batting average with a 391 on base, 524 slugging, gave him an OPS at 915. Your OPS starts with a 9, you're gross. You might consider this a down year after his MVP season in 2018, but it was still unbelievable, good enough to get him 8th in the MVP voting, and like I said, he's a complete player. He is the best defensive right fielder in Major League Baseball, that is a fact. He is so good, Gold Glover again, Silver Slugger, All-Star. Mookie Betts is the complete package. He's gonna get paid next year in free agency. It's crazy that the Red Sox are considering trading him because he's probably a top 5 player in Major League Baseball. He's that good. So those are my rankings for the right fielders in baseball. I'm sorry if I offended you. This was probably the hardest position to rank because the talent was unbelievable. I mean, we had Ronald Acuna 5th. Christian Yelich was 3rd. Right field is stacked. I might have started a war. But regardless, those are my rankings. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about them down in the comment section below. I have a feeling a few of you aren't gonna like it, but hey, I'd love to see what your guys' opinions are and your rankings. Give them to me. Remember, leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. That's the best way to show your support. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet and you love baseball content. Click that sub button, join the team. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. And I'm wrapping up today's video right there. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you so much for watching today's rankings. The right field, man, this one, wow, so tough. Probably gonna get a little bit tougher as we go because we got pitchers coming up next. See you tomorrow. Bye.